On Ethan Anderson's 30th birthday, I was publicly forced by his first love to down a shot of strong liquor in front of everyone. She's more fun when drunk. Want to see the show? The crowd looked uneasy. Mr. Anderson, is this really okay? Ethan replied coldly. It's fine. She's got dementia anyway. Won't remember anything tomorrow. He held my hand like I was some obedient puppet. No matter how cruelly he treated me, I'd only recall his loving gestures by morning. The birthday banquet overflowed with guests, old classmates and strangers alike. During dinner, someone suggested playing Truth or Dare. When are you marrying Summer? Mr. Anderson? Summer meant me. I'd stood by Ethan from their startup days to corporate success, yet remained unmarried after all these years. We'll see. No rush. His dismissive tone stung, especially with Luna Harper seated across the table, the woman who'd flown back from overseas for him, now guaranteed a cushy position at his company. Luna swirled her wine glass. Cheeks flushed. Mr. Anderson, is the person you love here tonight? The room erupted in cheers. Ethan gripped my hand publicly. The only one I love is Summer. Luna's smile froze before crumbling into bitter acceptance. I see. Only I felt Ethan's punishing grip, bone-white knuckles betraying his desperation for Luna's emotional collapse. When the game turned to me, Luna begged through drunken tears, make her take the dare. Ethan! My stomach dropped. The dare meant downing 56% proof vodka, cruel knowledge from our school days when Luna had tricked me into drinking, then stripped and photographed me. I quit. I'm leaving. I grabbed my purse, but Luna and her cronies wrestled me down. Honor the game. Summer, I pleaded with Ethan. His eyes never left Luna. Do this, and I'll marry you. Luna pried my jaw open, pouring burning liquid down my throat. Coughs racked my body as concerned murmurs rose. Mr. Anderson, this is dangerous. Ethan's laugh chilled the room. Relax. Dementia patients forget everything. Gasping for air, I slapped him hard. The resounding crack silenced the entire banquet hall. A bright red slap mark bloomed across Ethan's cheek. Luna gasped, reaching toward him instinctively. Ethan shoved her away with icy detachment. It's nothing. I'm used to it. Truthfully, I'd only discovered my condition that morning. On Ethan's birthday, I'd been happily mixing cake batter when he snatched the bowl from my hands and dumped it in the trash. Stop. I hate this. Strange, considering he devoured my desserts for years. Ethan, are you angry with me? I ventured timidly. He thrust his tie into my trembling hands without meeting my eyes. Summer, help me with this. Before he finished speaking, warm liquid gushed down my legs. The puddle spreading across the hardwood froze me in humiliation. What's happening? Ethan's calm mask shattered. He knelt silently, scrubbing the mess with trembling hands. Not a single word. I don't understand, I trailed after him helplessly. He washed his hands 7 times before speaking. You're sick. Disgust flickered across his features before he could hide it. After Ethan left for work, I spent hours grappling with reality. Anxiety drove me to his office at noon, only to find Luna waiting outside. Mud streaked her designer dress. Ethan's tailored coat draped over her shoulders. The way she gazed at him, like a lovesick teenager. Ethan pretended indifference. But when Luna bowed her head, his stolen glances betrayed him. That evening, Ethan dropped the bombshell casually as we returned from dinner. Luna's visiting this weekend. Behave. To watch me die? My frayed nerves snapped. Summer, stop this tantrum. I'm sick. China shattered against the wall as I hurled a Ming vase. No matter how cruel you are, I'll wake up tomorrow loving you like always. Won't I? Who's really suffering here? If she steps foot here, I'll kill her. Ethan gripped my nape. forcing me to meet his deceptively tender gaze. Break whatever you want, little psycho. His thumb brushed my racing pulse. But leave others out of our mess. He thought me predictable. When I sank teeth into his forearm until copper flooded my mouth, Ethan nearly carried me to bed. 18 breakup threats this month. He murmured against my throat. You'll forget by dawn. His chuckle vibrated through me. This is your life now. Summer. How wrong he was. I've always been a determined person. When pursuing Ethan, I'd ride the subway across the entire city. When deciding to leave, I could stay awake all night, repeating every wrong he'd done to me 1,000 times, terrified I might forget by morning. At dawn's first light, Ethan got up to answer a phone call. It was Luna. I knew this was her invitation for him to stop by her place for breakfast on his way to work. Ethan dressed quietly, murmuring wait for me before the door clicked shut. I opened my eyes and retrieved the camcorder from the drawer, meticulously documenting yesterday's events. My reminder to leave. While rewinding, I stumbled upon older recordings. Turns out this wasn't my first discovery of Ethan's infidelity. On my birthday, Ethan had accompanied Luna to the OB/GYN. The prescription showed folic acid supplements and a prenatal checkup report. During our anniversary, I found reservation confirmations for a 5-star restaurant and 2 tickets to a private screening of Ambiguity in his car. That same day, I'd filmed myself red-eyed, confessing to the camera, I'm pregnant. But I don't want to tell Ethan. The footage froze on an ultrasound image. Yet last night, Ethan had let Luna pressure me into drinking. All to please her. A sharp pain radiated from my chest, escalating until my whole body trembled. I needed confrontation now. At his corporate office, Luna's muffled sobs escaped through his door before I even pushed it open. I regret this. Ethan. Summer's illness isn't cured yet. I know. But I can't keep waiting when the person I love is right. Enough. Ethan's sudden shout made me jump. Luna. Never speak like that around me again. His secretary intercepted me. Miss Summer. Mr. Ethan has guests. Please wait outside. I wandered to the lobby instead, retrieving the luxury lipstick Ethan had gifted me. The bulletin board became my canvas. Minutes later, the secretary shrieked and grabbed me. Miss Summer. What are you doing? Our faces glared from the board, circled in crimson with the declaration, Trashy Man and Homewrecker. Luna emerged, paling as she scrubbed at the words with tissues. Summer. What's wrong with you? I smiled. What do you think? Homewrecker? The venom in my voice made her flinch. Her employees obeyed instantly when she ordered cleanup, confirming her unofficial authority here. That's when I noticed it, the hair clip I'd left in Ethan's office glittering in Luna's damp hair. She'd freshly showered. I reached for it. Luna screamed, shoving me violently. My lower back smashed against a desk, sending files and a printer crashing down. The impact knocked the wind from my lungs as office chaos erupted around us. I collapsed onto the debris-strewn floor, disoriented. Seconds later, a dull ache spread through my lower abdomen. Trembling from pain, I barely managed to stand with a kind stranger's assistance. Amid the chaos, Luna frowned and whispered harshly in my ear, "Stop making a scene. I warned you I am no homewrecker." Her grip tightened on my wrist as she demanded, "Summer. Apologize now. In front of all our colleagues." As her shameless words left me shaking, warmth suddenly trickled down my thighs. Luna abruptly changed tactics, wailing dramatically, "Summer. Please let me go. I'm begging you, Ethan and I are completely innocent. Stop tormenting me." An iron grip seized my wrist from behind. Ethan slammed me against the wall, jaw clenched. "Summer," he growled. "Didn't I warn you about hurting others?" This marked the first time Ethan had ever raised his voice at me. Luna's kitten-like whimpers oozed manufactured misery. His stormy gaze swept the room. There's nothing improper between MS. Harper and myself. Anyone spreading rumors will face full legal consequences. Ah. He finally showed his true colors. Drip. Blood splattered at my feet. Ethan's secretary gasped, Mr. Anderson. MS. Mitchell, she's bleeding. Ethan's eyes dropped to the crimson streaks staining my legs. When our gazes met, I offered a broken smile. Your precious Luna just killed our baby. Ethan. Don't you think she deserves worse? Muffled whispers erupted. Couldn't control herself? That's when I realized it wasn't just blood. Bodily fluids trailed down my legs, pooling on the floor. This humiliation surpassed anything I'd ever endured. I didn't mean, Luna stammered falsely. I thought she'd dash. Ethan ignored her, removing his pocket square. Kneeling, he grasped my ankle. Stay still. His pristine suit grew stained. His fingers slick with my blood as he cleaned me. Mr. Anderson, Luna tried. Get out! Ethan's roar startled everyone. All of you get the hell out. As the crowd dispersed, I stood trembling. Just say it. Ethan. Tell me how ashamed you are. Veins pulsed at his temples. Finally, he murmured, let's get you to the hospital. Summer. What about Luna? Do whatever you want with her. His exhausted reply barely carried as he walked away. I don't want to see her anymore. Fine. I'll make her leave. After returning from the hospital, Ethan and I fell into a cold war. He wouldn't even let me leave the house. In his words, I had no family left and couldn't survive without him since I lacked basic life skills. His chilling indifference terrified me. He clearly resented me yet insisted on maintaining this charade of marital bliss. He came home punctually every evening to share meals with me. That day, I noticed the ring on his left ring finger when he returned. The design I despised most. Yet the exact style Luna adored. Can you take that off? It's disgusting. Ethan froze mid-bite, silently removing the ring and pocketing it. But he refused to discard it. I pushed my plate away and left the dining room. Summer. Let's get married. Ethan suddenly called out as I walked away. In the past, this would have thrilled me. Now I knew better. With his company's IPO looming, he feared scandals more than anything. This proposal wasn't redemption, just damage control. I turned with bitter laughter. Marry you to stabilize your investors? Then ride into the sunset with Luna after your precious IPO? Dream on. Ethan. His retaliation came swifter than expected. Waking at noon, I heard chaos downstairs. Strangers swarmed our home. Luna sat regally in the dining chair wearing my slippers, directing workers like she owned the place. Toss the bed, linens, and all clothes from the wardrobe. The nursery we'd kept sealed since losing our child stood violated. Every carefully chosen item being hauled away. What are you doing? Luna looked up with venomous sweetness. Awake finally? Ethan ordered this nursery remodeled. Can't have you moping over lost causes. Her smile sharpened. Once emptied, this room becomes mine. Convenient, isn't it? My vision blurred as blood roared in my ears. Ethan had sworn to keep her away. Now she was moving into our home. Barefoot, I raced past debris to the shattered crib downstairs. Among the wreckage lay tiny outfits Ethan and I had picked together during happier days. The protective charm I'd embroidered for 3 months was missing. Where's the talisman? Luna shrugged. Tossed it somewhere. The garden? Pool? Who remembers trivialities? Find that charm. I hissed, shoving past her. Or you and Ethan both pay with your lives. I sprinted toward the garden, her mocking laughter trailing from the window. Summer Mitchell. Look at yourself now. How could you ever deserve Ethan? His company is about to go public. The CEO of a publicly traded company, attending high-profile events, needs a graceful and gentle wife. But you're mentally disabled. What can you do besides wetting yourself in public? I'm begging you, stop holding Ethan hostage with your history of supporting him through hard times. Name your price. Ethan and I will pay anything. Just let him go. Look at yourself. What makes you think he should keep loving you? At dusk, I knelt in the overgrown garden shrubs. Dirt staining my white nightgown. Scratches covering my legs and feet. Ignoring Luna's taunts. When the bushes yielded nothing, I turned toward the pool. Rising abruptly, I collided with a solid chest. Ethan held me tightly. His voice cool. Why are you so filthy? I whirled around, gripping his shirt. Ethan! I just had a miscarriage. Couldn't you wait longer before dismantling the nursery? Distant thunder rumbled as humidity thickened the air. He cupped my face but avoided eye contact. Keeping that room would only hurt you more. Luna appeared suddenly. Tears sparkling. Mr. Anderson. She hates me. Her stare terrifies me. Ethan said nothing but couldn't look away from her. Unable to watch their silent communion, I shoved Ethan away and stalked toward the pool. Summer. It's dangerous. He grabbed my wrist. Rage erupted. I sank teeth into his flesh until copper flooded my tongue. He didn't flinch or release me. Rain finally broke through clouds, dimpling the pool's surface. Luna rushed over with umbrella. Faux concern dripping. Listen to Mr. Anderson. You'll catch cold, and we both know what happens when you get chilly. Her triumphant smirk glowed. Torrents overflowed the unlit pool, black water gaping like beast's maw. I seized Luna's hair and plunged her face into liquid darkness. Summer! Ethan roared, yanking my arm. Useless, my full weight pinned Luna underwater. Her thrashing weakened, stopped. I released. Luna lay gasping like beached fish. Ethan paled, hauling her onto concrete, cradling her. He slapped her back frantically. Vomit! Get it out! His trembling hands betrayed him. Luna sobbed without opening eyes. Don't let me see her, never. Ethan's glare burned. Summer! Inside. Then gentle hands on Luna. I'll take you to hospital. She could still speak? I lunged again. Summer! Ethan grabbed my arm, shielding Luna. The next second, with a loud splash, I lost my balance as he pushed me into the deep pool. Water rushed in from all sides, engulfing my senses. Before sinking under, I caught the icy glare in Ethan's eyes. He'd physically retaliated against me for supposedly harming Luna. The nurse informed me this was my 8th hospitalization this year. The drowning left me frail, constantly shivering under blankets during feverish fits. Daily antibiotic shots burned. But I had no one to complain to. Whatever lies Ethan told the medical staff. They all treated me like his wife. Disgusting. When the caregiver answered Ethan's video call on speakerphone, his hoarse voice warned, eat properly. Summer. Or I'll supervise every meal myself. I looked up to find him watching through the glass partition. In defiance, I dumped the entire lunchbox into the trash. Why don't you die, Ethan? He smiled faintly, pallid face unchanged. Then I'll have to monitor your meals indefinitely. After transferring from ICU to VIP suite, I became Ethan's full-time prisoner. He'd visit daily, murmuring get well soon. Summer while news of his company's IPO played on TV. I knew my fate once his public image stabilized. I'd be institutionalized. Eat your apples. He placed diced fruit before me. Seizing the chance, I sank teeth into his still bandaged wrist until metallic blood filled my mouth. Ethan didn't flinch. Try the other side next time. Scarring looks unprofessional. Yesterday's experiment stabbing his wounds with toothpicks and rubbing salt had resulted in confiscated condiments. You should tattoo abuser on that pretty face. I spat. He suddenly gripped my neck, crushing lips against mine in a violent kiss that drew blood. When I glared murderously, he grinned. I don't need your love. Just never forget me. The slap left red marks across his cheek. Feel better? He asked softly. Only if you drown in that pool. I retorted, cranking the AC to maximum before burrowing under blankets. Ethan sat shivering through his four-drip, blue-tinged lips whispering I'll leave when the nurse finishes. He stayed for 60 excruciating minutes. Ethan's face turned ashen from the cold, his coughing fits worsening. After that day, he disappeared for nearly a week. During his absence, I received a call from Luna. Her voice trembled with rage. Could you stop tormenting Ethan? He's seriously ill now. Running a high fever. That's how I learned he'd actually jumped into the pool during that stormy night to retrieve the child's good luck charm. What's that to me? If you were competent enough, his company wouldn't have needed to beg for my help during their IPO preparations. Pity a mistress like you isn't presentable. Luna slammed the phone down. I secretly hoped Ethan would perish. But fate had other plans. He survived and discharged me from the hospital 2 weeks later. In December, days before his company's stock market debut, Ethan whisked me away to Hong Kong. As dusk fell over the bustling streets, he paraded me around like a trophy, inexplicably purchasing armfuls of designer hats, dresses, and handbags. Stop sulking. Smile. Ethan seemed genuinely cheerful, adjusting a fluffy pink fox emblazoned beanie on my head. Perfect. Memories surfaced of our first Hong Kong trip during his startup days. We'd wandered Victoria Harbor, too poor for 4-digit hotel rooms or 3-digit meals, silently watching millionaires charter entire cruise ships. Now he murmured, "Summer. I've chartered a yacht. Care for night views?" Standing dockside in my ridiculous hat, I shrugged. Whatever. Then humor me. His eyes sparkled with tomorrow's impending triumph. The Victoria Harbor night blazed with grandeur. As wind whipped through my hair aboard the luxury yacht, Ethan pressed warm milk into my hands. Come inside. It's cold. When I lingered at the railing, he pulled me close, securing my wind-blown strands beneath the cozy hat. Staring into dark waters, I asked, "What if I jumped? Would your precious IPO collapse?" He froze, then embraced me tightly. Summer. His scent enveloped me. I'd follow you down. I laughed coldly. Don't be absurd. Tomorrow's your big day. Chuckling, he led me toward glowing ballroom lights. A piano sonata swelled as we reached the spotlighted center. Ethan kissed my forehead tenderly. Happy 10th anniversary. 10 years. Had it really been a decade? Any surprises? He clasped my hand. Maybe tomorrow night. Actually, I met his dark gaze. I've prepared a surprise for you too. Sometimes his stubbornness baffled me. Why cling to this hollow marriage when everything between us had long since decayed? The piano crescendoed as Ethan's phone began vibrating. The answer was obvious without thinking. I smiled and said, "Go answer it. Don't let it delay your plans." Ethan kissed my forehead and walked away with his phone. The moment he turned, my smile vanished as I headed toward the deck. A bitter wind swept across the glittering Victoria Harbor. At the railing, I removed the high heels he'd gifted me, placing them neatly aside. Cold seeped through my bare feet. Nearby, Ethan's voice carried, "Don't worry. We'll marry as soon as I return." See? Even now, he's planning a future with Luna. Rain began falling unnoticed. I tossed my hat overboard, watching it snag on the ship's hull, tossed by waves. Retreating to a windowed corner, I wrapped myself in my down jacket. My phone screen glowed with the sent emergency text, "Ethan kidnapped me." By dawn, his reputation would shatter. Minutes later, Ethan burst onto the deck. "Has anyone seen my wife?" He grabbed a crew member. Panic rising. A crowd followed, murmuring in broken Mandarin, "She was here." I stayed hidden, watching the frantic search. Ethan paled upon spotting my abandoned shoes. Her hat's in the water. Someone shouted. Ethan tore at his shirt. But others restrained him. Mr. Anderson, let professionals handle this. She's my wife. He roared. Who else would care? Let me go. They dragged him back. It's too dark, you'll drown. Ethan's eyes reddened. I can find her. Please. I scoffed at his performance. Since when did he become such a skilled actor? Stay calm. We'll call the police. Ethan slumped silently until someone released him to dial. Then, he vaulted the railing. The splash barely pierced the night. I stood frozen. Smile gone. Wind howled across the empty deck. Rescuers found me hours later near a storage room. Divers retrieved Ethan from the sea, rushing him to the hospital. Ms. Mitchell, the officer said, your husband's still in surgery. We'll investigate your claims once he stabilizes. Meanwhile, we'll protect you. At the station, I stared at news footage. He knew jumping meant death. Why? The officer hesitated. Perhaps, because you're his wife? I shrugged. Contact Luna. She's his lover. Handle his medical bills. Next day, they returned. Ms. Mitchell. Luna's contacts aren't in his phone. Do you have them? No. I smiled faintly. He protected her well. We never exchanged a single message. As far as we know, Ethan has no living relatives except you. I snapped impatiently. That's impossible. Go ask his company. Find his secretary, they'll give you Luna's contact information. Summer. You've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Your physician informed us you've persistently believed for years that Ethan was having an affair with someone named Luna. You've exhibited violent behavior multiple times. Unfortunately, she's fictional. She doesn't exist. I stared blankly before suddenly laughing. Ethan's gone this far to protect her? The policewoman frowned sternly. This isn't a joke. Ethan has no next of kin. The decision about continuing life support rests with you. Enough. I stood abruptly, voice trembling. If you brought me here for this, let me make it clear I want Ethan dead. She sighed, handing me a phone. These were Ethan's belongings. Contact me if needed. Rain fell as I left the precinct. Damp chill seeping into my bones. Wrapping my scarf tighter, I collapsed onto a park bench. My trembling fingers activated Ethan's phone. The fingerprint scanner lit up. It unlocked. I didn't remember ever registering my print. His home screen showed minimal apps. Contacts scrolling endlessly. Typing Luna yielded nothing. Alternate spelling, zero matches. My memories blurred when trying to recall Luna's face. Then I found the locked album. The password prompt appeared. I instinctively entered my birthday. The vault opened. Dozens of video files materialized. Blood roared in my ears as I clicked the first clip. Fall 2015. My own laughter burst from the speakers, youthful, vibrant. Happy 3rd anniversary. Ethan! Congrats on my graduation and your new company. The camera shook as younger Ethan glanced up through candlelight. My giggle echoed. Why were you staring? Prefer the south side or north side? What? I'm buying us a home. Choose where we'll build our life. The video captured my shriek as I tackled him, smothering his neck with kisses. In shadowed corners, his ears flushed crimson. Spring 2016 footage showed him drunk. I'd positioned the camera inches from his face. Special interview with CEO Ethan. Who kept you out so late? His hand closed over mine, pressing it to his chest. Mumbled words. What? I leaned closer. 20, made 20 grand, his slurred voice rasped. Get Summer, final payment. I playfully brushed my hair against his lips and eyelashes. Why should Summer get to monitor you? What did you promise her? Ethan mumbled. Transferred money to her account. The camera suddenly flipped, crashing onto the floor to frame a trash can where Ethan's head was buried. Retching sounds echoing clearly. Off screen. I panicked. Hold on. I'll take you to the hospital. Over 100 videos documented our history. From Ethan's early startup days to his growing empire. Our filming locations evolved from dingy rentals to luxury apartments and villas. Not once did Luna's name appear in any clip. Street neon lights flickered on as dusk chilled the air. Huddling deeper into my scarf, I clicked the next video. This time we sat together before the camera. My radiant smile contrasted with Ethan's grim expression, though our designer clothes signaled newfound wealth. I nudged him, laughing, "Come on. Smile." He gazed at me intently, fingers brushing through my hair. Facing the lens again, my grin wavered. I got diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's today. Always thought I was just forgetful. Never imagined, my voice thickened. Doctors say proper care might slow progression. I tried breaking up. Ethan refused. Ethan's arms tightened around me. We stay together. Always. You realize I'll forget everything. Even you. Become irrational. Violent. You've built this empire. Ethan. Don't chain yourself to Dash. Then the pain will be mine alone to bear. He choked out. Summer. I'm proposing. Today. My forced smile returned. I hid our household documents. When I recover, we'll find them and marry properly. I can't wait. His eyes glistened. Please. Just today. Okay? I kissed him. Be good. When I'm better. Subsequent videos showed me as the star. There I stood in aprons, theatrically presenting burnt cookies. What flavor cake do you like? Ethan discreetly turned off the gas stove I'd forgotten. Lemon. Humming off key. I suddenly frowned. How does that song go again? His deeper voice joined mine in harmony. Later footage caught me weeping on the couch after movie credits rolled. We must watch the English version of Ambiguity in theaters. Not the Korean remake. I sniffled into tissues. Ethan chuckled. Whatever you want. The final clip revealed a kitchen war zone. Flour-covered and confused. I repeated, what flavor cake do you like? Ethan secretly threw away the paint cans. Sorry. I forgot to buy supplies today. Let's eat out. Okay? He said. But it's your birthday. Don't you like cake? I protested. He kissed my forehead. Cake makes people fat. You wouldn't like a chubby Ethan, would you? I thought for a moment while putting on my jacket, muttering as we left, actually. A slightly rounder Ethan might be cute. The videos gradually became shorter. Sometimes I'd suddenly lose control of my bladder on camera. Ethan would immediately put down the camera and clean me up with practiced efficiency. Ethan. I'm sorry, don't apologize. It's not your fault. And you're never a burden. My mood swings intensified. I'd be calmly talking with Ethan one moment, then hurling objects at him the next. In one clip, I screamed at a woman entering our home. She covered her head, pleading desperately, Summer. It's Frostein, your best friend. Please stop this. I smashed a cupcake in her face. Ethan, get your mistress out of here. Minutes later, the video captured my choked sobs. Ethan, please, let's break up. I hate being this crazy version of myself around you. His voice stayed steady. It's okay. Really. Next time, just tell me when you're feeling dementia symptoms. I'll help you manage it. Okay. Eventually, the videos became Ethan's solo monologues. Summer's been hospitalized 3 times this year. She's started projecting her dislike of Luna onto every woman near me. Now she's convinced she's pregnant. Doctors suggest transferring her to a care facility. But I can't bear to, his voice broke. I keep telling her I love her. But she never remembers. The next clip showed Ethan's recent birthday celebration. Mr. Anderson, when are you and Summer getting married? Someone asked. Ethan glanced at me, disappointment flickering across his face. We'll wait until she's healthier. Maybe have our wedding overseas. During Truth or Dare, Frostein slammed her palms on the rotating banquet table. Mr. Anderson, is the person you love present tonight? The crowd erupted in knowing laughter. Careful now. Someone heckled. Angering Summer's best friend brings bad luck. Ethan firmly grasped my hand. The only person I love is Summer. When my turn came, Frostein approached gently. Summer, it's time for your herbal medicine. I sat motionless, staring blankly. She forced a smile. Let's have cocktails instead. You used to love martinis. My head snapped up in recognition. There we go. Frostein sighed in relief, bringing the medicine bowl closer. Just one sip. Sweetheart? I suddenly grabbed my purse. I don't want to play anymore. Take me home. Confused murmurs rippled through the guests. Frostein cupped my face tenderly. Open up, darling. This will help. I thrashed violently, nearly overturning the bowl. Across the room, Ethan sat rigidly, jaw clenched and veins bulging as my terrified weeping filled the audio. Summer Mitchell. Listen to her. Once you finish the medicine, we'll get married. Frostein skillfully coaxed and tricked me into swallowing the concoction. Fresh scratches from my nails bled across her hand. Let's stop here today. We'll try another method tomorrow. Colleagues anxiously asked. Ethan, is this really safe? Ethan smiled bitterly. It's fine. She'll forget everything by morning anyway. Raindrops drummed against the awning as I stared vacantly at the sky. Luna's face had become fragmented in my memory. Scrolling through my phone contacts, I found Frostein's name. Our last chat remained frozen years ago. Frostein. Ethan's birthday is coming. I want to surprise him. What's your plan? Invite his friends. You're the life of the party. Prepare some fun questions. Ha ha ha. You want me to ask Ethan if he loves you publicly, don't you? Leave it to me. Bestie. During late 2022, I stood sobbing uncontrollably on a Hong Kong street. Through hospital glass, I saw Ethan connected to countless tubes. Payment settled? The doctor's question paralyzed me. I can't remember my card PIN. Keep trying. Your husband's fighting for his life. Without payment, we can't administer critical medications. Numbly wandering the payment counter all day, I failed password attempts until staff snapped. Miss, stop disrupting operations. At dusk, I bought 2 buns with spare change, persistently offering them outside ICU. A nurse yanked me aside. You're supposed to pay bills, not buy bread. Confronting my blank stare, she sighed and left. Someone bumped me, scattering the bread. I crumpled to the floor weeping. The ICU doors opened. A nurse handed me a stuffed animal. Your husband woke up. He wants you to wait here. Someone will take you to the hotel later. I clutched the toy, repeating Ethan's awake like a mantra. For endless days I camped outside ICU, sleeping on corridor mats and surviving on staff handouts. When they finally wheeled Ethan out, he'd withered to shadows. They bullied you while I was gone, he murmured, gripping my trembling hand. I became his human shadow in the recovery room, flinching from strangers until Ethan banned visitors. Sometimes he'd shuffle to the doorway despite weakness, shielding me from the world outside. Through Ethan's loose hospital gown, I saw numerous scars, pinched marks, bite wounds, blunt force injuries. Some were still purple bruises while others had barely healed. Trailing behind him, I lightly placed my hand on his neck, feeling his body tense up. Did I hurt you before? Ethan gradually relaxed, pulling his gown tighter. Nothing like that. You've always been good. Never caused me trouble. My voice wilted as I mumbled. I tricked you into jumping off that cruise ship. Ruined your company's IPO. That's not how it happened. You're misremembering. His fingers brushed through my hair. Rest now. Things will get better. I curled against him, sinking into heavy sleep filled with chaotic dreams. In the haze, I recalled Frostein's face screaming at Ethan in his office. Tears streaming. I regret ever letting Summer stay with you. I'm taking her abroad to find proper treatment. You think I haven't tried? Ethan's fist slammed the desk. Why isn't she better then? I'm losing my mind watching her look through me like I'm air. You think you're the only one who loves her? Enough. Ethan's voice turned glacial. Never speak those words to me again. Frostein. The dream shifted to me vandalizing company bulletin boards. Frostein lunged at me, face livid, shielding me from cameras. Get lost. I'll sue every last one of you. Her voice cracked pleading. Summer. This is Ethan's firm. Let's go home. Okay? Instead of listening, I shoved her. Homewrecker. Die. Frostein gripped my wrists, trembling with rage. Apologize now. I'm not some mistress. I spat at her shoes. In your dreams. Show your face again and I'll kill you. Her composure shattered. Please, Summer. She sobbed. Wake up. Stop torturing us like this. The scene dissolved into hair-pulling chaos. Ethan found us grappling on the floor. Frostein still trying to cushion my fall. My knees bled. My dignity leaked away. That day, my poisoned words wounded everyone. Their shouting match echoed through hospital corridors. I awoke to Ethan's hushed phone argument. My wife is ill. That joke about her being baggage? You pushed her in the pool. The female voice protested. I'm her sister. Can't I? You call that sisterly? Ethan's laugh held knives. Be grateful I'm letting you breathe after what you did. If anyone's taking a life for Summer, it'll be me. Padding barefoot across cold tiles. I whispered. Ethan. He ended the call instantly, warmth returning to his eyes. What's wrong, sweetheart? The fractured memories aligned. Now I understood why he'd begged me during foggy days - don't hurt others. The villa incident, had it been her all along? Ethan opened his arms. I fell into them, finally grasping the invisible scars we'd both been nursing. I almost drowned Frostein. It's fine, she'll survive. But for pushing you into the water, I won't let her off easy. Ethan sighed softly. The doctor suggested dismantling the nursery to avoid triggering you further. Which is why I asked your sister Frostein to help calm you down. I didn't realize she had her own agenda. After I got sick, my family and friends gave up on me. Only Ethan never did. I leaned against his shoulder and whispered. I want to go home. Let's go back. Okay? Since returning from Hong Kong, I'd been sitting alone by the window, staring blankly outside. Ethan had fallen gravely ill recently, leaving his company in chaos. He worked non-stop. When he wasn't around, a caregiver watched over me at home. I found 2 tickets for Ambiguous Affairs in Ethan's coat pocket. He'd meant for us to watch it together. But that day, I'd lashed out at him and refused to go. There was also an ultrasound report confirming everything was normal. I wasn't pregnant. Yet my delusions had driven me to obsess over setting up a nursery. Even badgering Ethan to get folic acid. People said Ethan had no family left, that I was his only relative. But I'd become a burden. Summer. What are you looking at? It was February, and snow fell endlessly outside. Days earlier, the pine tree by the window had snapped under the weight. Ethan came home smelling of melted snow. His skin chilled. I held up the half-knitted sweater in my hands, wondering if you'll wear this before winter ends. No rush. He sat beside me at the window. There's always next year. I kissed him lightly, my fingers brushing the ring on his left hand. He flinched, about to remove it, but I stopped him. I remember this. I traced the clumsy design of the ring, my own sketch. Yes. Ethan pulled out a diamond-studded band from his pocket. They're a pair. But last time, you called it disgusting. It's okay. If you hate it, I'll hide it until you're ready. I offered my ring finger. Put it on me. I love it. In the following days, I almost felt like my old self again. Ethan would sit with me, flipping through old photos, retracing our memories. He patiently stitched together fragments of my broken mind, rebuilding our shared past. Then my sister called, sobbing. Summer, please, tell Ethan to stop. I've learned my lesson. I didn't know what he'd done to terrify her so much. Her fear infected me, and in a panic, I accidentally hurt Ethan again. When I came to my senses, I blocked her. By spring, Ethan took me to see the cherry blossoms. As days warmed, my outbursts grew fewer. He'd smile and say, "You're doing so well, Summer." But I knew my calmness came from forgetting even why I'd ever been angry. On our anniversary morning, I trailed behind Ethan, asking 5 times in 10 minutes, "Who are you?" His smile strained, brittle as ice. "Summer Mitchell. I'm your fiancé Ethan Anderson. Lately I've been forgetting where I'm supposed to go." I'd wake up in police stations, disoriented. Ethan would rush over from important board meetings, hugging me tight while murmuring "You're safe now" like a mantra. Caregivers came and went in quick succession, they feared my unpredictable episodes. Yet I'd only obey Ethan. When doctors suggested institutionalization, Ethan refused outright. I'd rather keep her by my side than lock her away with strangers, he declared. Soon conference rooms became my playground. During shareholder meetings, I'd sit beside Ethan building Lego castles while he discussed quarterly earnings. That changed the afternoon. I overheard bathroom gossip. The CEO parading his mentally challenged girlfriend like some charity case? Sneered a voice. Saw him wiping her pee stain yesterday, disgusting PR stunt. I waited until their laughter faded before emerging. My reflection showed shirt untucked, zipper misaligned, hands trembling too badly to fix either. The decision crystallized during spring's last chill. When Ethan called a temporary caregiver, I stole his engagement ring under pretense of cleaning. "Bring me strawberry shortcake from that countryside bakery?" I requested, memorizing the crinkle around his eyes when he agreed. Dusk painted marble floors gold when Ethan returned. The caregiver hummed while glazing pastries downstairs. "Where's Summer?" The missing cross-stitched sachet and hair tie confirmed his suspicion. Bedspread smoothed military tight. My farewell letter waited. Dear Ethan. The 2015 diagnosis was correct, lucid moments grow fewer. Though every fiber aches to stay. I refuse to become the chain anchoring you to darkness. You deserve sunlit mornings without finding me lost. Future board meetings free from whispers. Forgive this unilateral goodbye. But fading cognition leaves no room for debate. Happy early birthdays through the decades I'll forget. When you meet her, the one who'll share your brightest years, know I'm cheering loudest. Grateful for every stolen sunrise. Summer asterisk. Twilight bled across emptied bookshelves where plush toys once crowded. Ethan's knees hit carpet as spring's final breeze carried the bakery box's faint sweetness through unlit rooms. She left. This coastal city had no distinct seasons. The ocean breeze always carried a slight chill, never biting. It's Mid-Autumn Festival today. Don't you have any family? Summer sat by the window folding origami while the caregiver behind her made the bed and complained. I was supposed to have time off. If not for you, I'd be home already. Summer couldn't understand the caregiver's occasional dialect outbursts. Even the origami contest notice from last week had required guesswork to decipher. Hey! Stop folding. Nobody's entering that contest anyway. The caregiver snatched the paper frog from Summer's hands and tossed it in the trash. During her first few months at the facility, staff had treated this lucid yet family-less young woman with courtesy. But no one could tolerate her unpredictable temper anymore, her silent stubbornness. The paper frogs constantly littering her room. The caregiver finished tidying hastily before leaving. Many families were visiting patients in the cafeteria today. Mid-Autumn Festival required extra hands. Summer stayed in her room until hunger drove her out at 1 p.m. Instinct led her toward the kitchen, but she got lost along the way. When Ethan finally arrived after the long drive, he found Summer stumbling after a wind-chased scarf. Staff members passing by indifferently. She fell, her backpack spilling paper frogs everywhere. "Stop the car!" Ethan commanded. Striding toward her, the security guard suddenly materialized. "Sir, may I ask?" His driver flicked a business card at the guard. "Mr. Anderson is this young lady's family. Notify your director immediately." Ethan helped Summer up, her disheveled appearance piercing his heart. She stared blankly. I'm Ethan." His forced smile looked painfully awkward. Summer pitied him, thrusting her entire backpack into his arms. Ethan opened it, overflowing with paper frogs. "For me?" She nodded, slinging the small backpack over his shoulder. Ethan carefully wiped her face with his handkerchief. Summer suddenly burst into tears. Hungry. His own tears fell as realization struck they'd been mistreating her in his absence. "Why are you crying?" Summer panicked, wiping his cheeks. "Not hungry anymore." "Don't cry." Ethan's composure shattered as he held her tightly, frightening Summer with his emotional outburst. Behind closed doors, he unleashed fury at the director. They'd accepted payment but failed their duty simply because she lacked visible family. When Ethan reopened the door dark-faced, Summer clutched a stuffed animal ready to flee. He caught her wrist and sighed. "No running off." To Summer, it suddenly felt like she'd acquired a very temperamental male nanny. Not only was Summer beautiful, but she also had a temper with others. Yet she treated Ethan well. She began developing feelings for him. Which part should I fold first for the little frog? Ethan focused intently on learning. Summer patiently instructed. "First make a square. Then like this." He picked it up quickly, his origami skills impressive, finishing a month's worth of projects in 3 days. Summer pouted. "I've got nothing left to teach you. You should go." Ethan refused to back down. "As repayment, I'll take you out." Summer, never good at refusing people, especially someone she liked, relented. On a golden afternoon drenched in sunlight, Ethan brought Summer home. Staring at framed photographs, she murmured, "Your girlfriend's gorgeous." He kissed her lips. "That's you." Blushing behind her hands, Summer protested. "You're so forward." Ethan led her through every room plastered with sticky notes chronicling their story. Reading them by the railing, melancholy washed over her, this aching sense of having lost something precious. He never pressured her to remember. Daily office visits continued until gossipers got fired, silencing workplace rumors. Many whispered Ethan's future looked bleak. Unaware, Summer kept his world radiant. Her memories resurfaced during Friday rush hour. Brake lights pulsing like fireflies beneath sunset. Hearing their song from the Ambiguity soundtrack, Summer suddenly recalled Ethan's guitar confession in Summer Breezes years ago. She turned to the man now etched with time. "Ethan." He followed her gaze to roadside vendors, freezing when he saw her tear-bright eyes. His waiting ended here. Now, his beloved remembered. "Thank you," Summer wept, "for still being here when I woke up." Ethan pulled over, clutching her as years of loneliness soaked her collar. "You promised." His voice cracked. "To tell me where you hid the family registry if memories returned." "Marry me?" Twilight's warmth lingered as they kissed. Seasons having finally brought summer home,